Short-term thinking is beta and long-term thinking is alpha. So let's crack right into tonight's coaching video tonight, guys. What do I mean by this? How is short-term thinking beta and long-term thinking alpha? Well, I'm about to tell you. Because whenever you have short-term thinking, okay, any decision you make is going to be based on your emotions. They're not going to be based on statistics, facts, evaluation, logic, common sense. No, they're going to be based purely on emotion. So you want to identify this in your own life if you have short-term thinking, because if you do, it's always, without fail, going to get you into trouble. Okay? It's going to get you in trouble. Sometimes, right, will even lead you into jail, right, when you have short-term thinking. I know, personal experience, right? Because I used to get in a lot of trouble when I was younger. And I look back on those times, and 100% of the time, it was because I was making decisions that were emotional and short-term. I was thinking, okay, I got to do this right now. I'll get away with it. I'll just do it. And then next thing you know, you're paying the price for it, right? This is why you can't have short-term thinking. You need to have long-term thinking. And this goes with everything. It goes with your diet, your finances, your dating relationships. You have to have long-term thinking. Why do you think, I'm probably the only pickup artist that's advised against this. I don't really look for, I don't look to date girls temporarily. I look for girls who I could see myself dating for the long haul. Okay, so whenever I'm out there cold approaching, picking up girls, I tend to look for girls that I can see myself dating for more than a few weeks. Make sense? Because obviously, if I'm gonna date this girl for more than a few weeks, she's gonna be fun, she's gonna be cool, she's gonna be, a pleasure to hang out with. She's not gonna be poison dripping me, ball breaking, busting my balls, running off and cheating on me at any opportunity she could get. Instead, she's going to be a good investment of my time, right? I'm gonna get a good ROI on dating her, right? Because obviously with a girl I date, I have to make time for her, especially these days because I'm so busy. I have to make time for these girls, and you know what? She has to be worth the time, because if she's just a pretty face and she doesn't really have much else to offer and she's kind of loud and obnoxious and annoying, I don't want to date that girl. I don't even want to have sex with her, because if I have sex with her and she gets pregnant, guess what? I'm stuck with her, right? I'm stuck with her, dealing with her and that kid for the next 18 years. I am stuck. I don't want to be stuck, man. So I don't make those type of short-term decisions, right? I always look at the long term. I'm like, how is this chick gonna fit into my life long term? And you know what? Many times even that doesn't work out, right? Many times even that doesn't work out. However, with every single one of those girls, even if they were to get pregnant or whatever else, it wouldn't be so bad. It would be like, okay, she's a good girl, she's cool. You know what? We did enjoy our time together. Otherwise, we're gonna have a great relationship regardless and do the best we can to raise this child. Right? Might even just try to make it work and put our differences aside. Right? It's somebody that I can work with. It's not one of these like club whores, like stupid sluts from the club and like, I'm gonna, that you just don't want to deal with. Nothing like that. So I always think long term, even when it just comes to like picking up girls, right? And obviously I'm in abundance, so it's not like I need sex. I could have it at the drop of a hat. So I'm not in scarcity where it's like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure I get this girl even though she's a horrible person. No, I don't care. I always think in the long term. Same thing with my finances. I think long term, right? And I always look for investments that I can see, like maybe it's not happening right now, but I can see the future headed there, and I'll invest in that company or that idea or that product, and usually, right, not all the time, but usually it pays off. So you have to have that long-term thinking. Same thing with your diet, right? Diet, you might be hungry and you're like, screw it, I'm hungry. There's Taco Bell. I'm going to Taco Bell. Or there's Jack in the Box. The 2 tacos for 99 cents. I'm just going to do that. It's only $1, right? And you're not thinking long term how this is going to affect you, how this is going to give you a dicky-do. What's a dicky-do, guys? Let everybody know. You don't want to get a dicky-do by short-term thinking. That's how guys get a dicky-do, by the way, from short-term thinking. Right? Like, oh, I'm hungry. Taco Bell, it's only once. I could enjoy this burrito. And then next day, oh, I haven't been to McDonald's for a while. Gotta get that Big Mac. And then the day after that, Burger King, gotta get that Whopper. Next thing you know, they look down, they're like, I got a dicky-do. How'd this happen? I got a dicky-do. That means your stomach sticks out more than your dicky-do. That's all that means. But yeah, that's how you get a dicky-do, right? You start with that short-term thinking, and then next thing you know, your stomach is sticking out more than your dicky-do. So you don't want that to happen. That happens through short-term thinking. The way we get fat is through short-term thinking, right? Just talk about diet. That's how you get fat. Short-term thinking. You're like, I'm on this vacation for the next week. I'm gonna eat away, baby. I'll work it off when I get back. And then you never actually end up doing that. Or during Christmas, how a lot of people gain weight during the holidays, right? Start eating those holiday cookies and candies and whatnot. All that short-term thinking, oh, family just flew in and everyone's eating and having a good time. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this, pumpkin pie and all this stuffing and all this gravy and all this turkey. I'm gonna eat away. I'm not even gonna think about tomorrow. Then next thing you know, they're fat, right? They've gained a whole ton of weight. So that's where that short-term thinking leads you. This is why you don't want to use short-term thinking ever, right? Ever, unless your life depends on it, right? I mean, unless you're in a, like a hostage type situation where your life is at risk. Those are the times where you need to act like that. But other than that, you don't, right? You don't need to make these emotional short-term decisions. It's kind of like even with your finances, right? Say you're going shopping and you go to a Walmart, right? You go to Walmart and you're like, oh, I just need to get a frying pan. It's like $5. Gotta get a $5 frying pan. Next thing you know, you walk out of Walmart with like $300 worth of purchases, which, by the way, Walmart actually knows statistically you can't just go in and buy your one item. They know statistically you're gonna go in there and buy a shit ton of items. And that's why they have all of these like blue light specials all the time, like these sales to get you to come into the store. Even at like using like a soda, like 99-cent 2-liter soda to get you in there to buy the soda. They're gonna lose money on selling that soda at 99 cents, but they know you're gonna buy a shit ton of other stuff that's gonna totally make up for that. So they've kind of got that worked into their business plan, which is kind of evil, right? It's kind of evil, but that's how they take advantage of people with short-term thinking. And most people who shop at Walmart, I do too, by the way, but most people who shop at Walmart usually have that short-term thinking. They're usually those emotional buyers that Walmart likes, right? And they could go in there and they could get them to buy a whole bunch of shit that they don't need because they're buying on emotion, because they have short-term thinking. They're not thinking logically, like, do I really need this? No, they're thinking short-term. And this is why you see a lot of women get into like massive credit card debt. You ever meet a woman who has like crazy amounts of credit card debt because she can't stop shopping? The reason why is because most women have that short-term thinking, right? They're just not wired to have long-term thinking. They can't see the forest through the trees. This is why a lot of them make, not all, but a lot of them do make bad, really piss poor financial decisions. They'll buy cars on like a whim, not even having any money. They'll buy like $1,500 shoes without even thinking about it. Expensive makeup, expensive trips to the hair salon, nails, whatever, without thinking much about it because they have that short-term thinking. Whereas with most guys, at least with guys, we're a little bit more logical, even though sometimes we do make emotional purchases without thinking it through so much. We make these very short-term, quick decisions. I mean, even buying this DeLorean, I look back on it and it was something that I would never normally do that fast. Even though I had been in the market for one, I bought this car, if you don't know the story, I bought this car sight unseen over the phone from DeLorean Motor Company in Florida. I bought it sight unseen, it popped up, right? I knew the car was gonna cost me around like 50, like with tax license and DMV fees and out-of-state fees here in California. This car was gonna end up costing me close to $60,000. $60,000. The car came up, it had such low miles, had like 9,000 original miles on it, and I felt like I needed to pull the trigger and I should just buy the thing. And I didn't really realize that, you know what, not a whole lot of people have 60 grand laying around to just buy this car. It's probably going to be available for at least a week, at least a few days maybe. I could fly out there and look at it, but I didn't. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to lose this car, because I had lost a few before. I was actually supposed to buy Matt Farah's DeLorean. You guys know Matt Farah? Google him. He had a DeLorean at one point. He has a big YouTube channel. It's not like 1 million subscribers or something, but he does like car related videos, reviews, and he bought a DeLorean at one point. That was his favorite car from childhood, so he bought DeLorean, and then he decided to sell it a few years later. It only had a few thousand miles on it. It was perfect. So he put it on this website called bringatrailer.com, and I'm a member of Bring a Trailer. I'm always looking for low mileage classic cars on there, and I saw it and I bid on it, and I lost the bid to the guy who ended up winning the bid. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't want to lose another one when this one came up, because DeLorean Florida called me and they're like, hey, got one in stock, just came in, right? The owner just passed away, one owner car, 9,000 miles, do you want it? It probably won't be here much longer. And they weren't really trying to sell me. They're not that much of like salespeople, but they were more or less like, hey, I want to give you first dibs at this because I know you want one with low miles, and it's got the 5-speed that you want. It's got the gray interior, just like in Back to the Future. And if you want this car, better come get it, because it may not be here long. And you know what? I pulled the trigger like the same day, went to my bank the same day, got the funds the same day, sent it off the next day. I mean, the purchase was made within 24 hours. I bought a $60,000 DeLorean within 24 hours. It was a wise decision, by the way, because luckily it worked out. Fortunately, it worked out. However, what was I going to say on this? Oh, yeah, fortunately it worked out. And also, not only did it work out, but the values of the DeLorean have skyrocketed the last 5 years. I mean, my car alone, the DeLoreans alone have skyrocketed in value over 47%. 47% just the last 5 years alone. So that $60K I paid for this car, I've already gotten offers for a lot more than what I paid for this car, right? And I've declined them all because the price of this car is actually just going to continue to go up as they disappear off the road. There are only 5,500 of them left, and they're just going to continue to go up in value. And I've even thought about getting another one, which I'll probably do at some point, and then just leave it in the garage as an investment and just not drive it and continue to drive this one. If I find one with even lower miles that just is totally untouched, unrestored, I'll probably end up buying it. So luckily it worked out, but for most purchases, it just doesn't work out. You don't want to have that short-term thinking with anything you do in life, whether it's diet, finances, especially dating, right? You don't want to end up with one of these like club hoes who takes advantage of you because you made an emotional decision to have sex with her that night. No, you always want to use your brain, always use that long-term thinking, and as long as you do, you won't get yourself into trouble, okay? You won't get yourself into trouble, and you'll always make wise decisions. Will you win all the time? Absolutely not. Will you win most of the time? Yes, you will. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you subscribe. Okay? Tells YouTube you love my coaching videos, you want me to produce more of them. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. And for all of you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets program, which I'm hosting on a private platform, and the reason I'm doing that is to protect my premium content from YouTube in the event they try to ever shut us down one day. All of my premium Alpha Male Secrets coaching lessons will still be available on our private secure server. So this is the absolute best way to support my work, guys, is becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male coaching lessons from me. So take advantage of it, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. As we sign out from the DeLorean, I'm gonna shoot down to Newport Beach right now and pick up my girl. We're supposed to go to dinner, so I'm gonna go do that right now, and until next time.